Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ajahn Tony, and my team colleagues today are Ajahn Pom, Ajahn Gia, Ajahn Victoria, and Ajahn Stephen. Today, our team Ajahn, will present to you our survey on student suggestions for classroom improvements. Now, I would like to ask you two questions. Firstly, please put up your hand if you've ever felt bored in my class. Oh, quite a lot of hands. Secondly, please put up your hand if you've ever felt sleepy in my classroom. Oh, again, quite a lot of hands. However, these thoughts are bad for the students, bad for the teachers, and bad for the university. So, we as a team decided that to prevent such dissatisfaction in the future, we would ask our own students to give us their ideas to help our teaching. Our presentation will be divided into three further parts. Firstly, Ajahn Steve will tell us about the aims and details of the survey. Next, Ajahn Pom and Ajahn Victoria will go over the results of the survey using Microsoft PowerPoint. Finally, Ajahn Gia will tell us our conclusions and recommendations, and finally close the presentation. So now I hand over to Ajahn Steve for the details of the survey.
Thank you, Ajahn Tony. Hi everyone. I'm going to explain how we conducted our survey of the students. The aim of the survey was how to improve the English language classes. We wanted the views of our own students, so we surveyed 100 students from UTCC. The student surveyed was made up of 60 young women and 40 young men. All of the students were between the ages of 19 and 22. The respondents came from many different faculties. 40 students came from the Faculty of Business Administration. 20 students came from the Faculty of Humanities. There were 10 English majors, 10 accounting students, 10 students from Communication Arts, and 10 students from the Faculty of Law. On Facebook, the students were asked to write one idea each. Next, Ajahn Pom and Ajahn Victoria.
Thank you, Steve. And good afternoon, everyone. We will now go over the results of our survey. Let me remind you, our survey asked students to give us their ideas on how to improve English language classes in the University of the Thai Chamber of Commerce. If you can look at this slide, you can see that there are three popular ideas. The most popular idea is for teachers to make more use of short videos to explain complex grammar and theories. Interestingly, 52% or over half of students suggested this idea. The majority of these students also requested that those videos could be in Thai rather than or in English to help the students' understanding of the issues. The second most popular idea was to combine language classes with foreign culture information. 28%, nearly a third of students, respondents liked this idea. The third idea at 18%, or a fifth, of the students was to allow time for more discussions with students. This decreases the time for teacher talk and increases the time for student talk.
One student suggested lots of competitions rewarded by snacks and money. One student wanted more outside field trips. These last two suggestions were appreciated but believed to be impractical at the moment. It appears from the survey that the students have three important and practical priorities for improvement. First, use of social media in the classroom. Second, more time spent on culture other than language. And third, more discussion with students. Now, I would like to ask Ajahn Chiap to finish our presentation by explaining our conclusions and recommendations.
Thank you, Ajahn Victoria. To conclude, it is obvious from the results that today's students are very knowledgeable about modern computer technology, and thus they want to use modern media techniques. It is so important that we teachers listen to their advice and use more multimedia in the classrooms. Next, it is clear from the survey results that our students do not want to learn language alone, but desire a greater knowledge of the world and foreign cultures. As culture and language are so intertwined with each other, this suggestion is very relevant to modern teacher techniques. Finally, the third most popular idea was that teachers should have more open discussions with their students. This suggests that despite teacher training, too many teachers are engaged in too much teacher talk in the classroom and not enough student talk. More student talk and less teacher talk seem the way forward. As a result of the survey, we as a team recommend that teachers are encouraged to use short videos to explain complex issues to the students. Then, more emphasis is put on the teaching of foreign cultures in the language classroom. Finally, teachers should use class discussions as a teaching mode in the classroom. Our survey is important to the continual success of UTCC. We asked the students for their ideas. As a wise man once said, "The teacher who talks but does not listen knows nothing, while the teacher who listens to his students learns a lot." Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention.
English
For professional
And international,
Communication.
At UTCC.
we are
Epic!